Many thanks to NiSi for sponsoring this week's video.
So I finally got a composition set up after a little while of searching. I was at this location last night, and I really did just kind of like all the rock structures. I like the background area with the cliffs in the background, and there's some fall colors coming in. It's not really a typical sunset location because there's not going to be really any kind of direct light on the landscape area, but what I'm hoping for is these colors or the clouds in the sky to light up, catch some color. And it is getting close to high tide, and the tide starts to come in across all these rocks in the foreground. So it is pretty interesting. I've just been trying to find something a little bit different than the composition that I shot last night, trying to improve upon that a little bit. But I've got maybe about an hour before the sun actually sets, but this is kind of a blue hour situation where more than likely that'll be the opportunity when the clouds up here start to catch some color. So hopefully that is going to be what transpires. Not 100% certain just yet, but that's what I'm hoping for. So I want to walk you through this composition here. So I love let me take this off here. The detail in the foreground right here, the rocks, these kind of lines leading out, and every once in a while as the tide starts to come in, water washes over this and kind of pours into this little channel right here, and I'm hoping to get some really good wave action to kind of show a lot of that detail. And then you kind of got the ocean in the mid frame here, and then of course the cliffs in the background, and hopefully everything up here is what is going to catch. So that's the composition right now. I really need the tide to come in though, because this is going to look a little empty and a little bit boring without it. I'm going to try and I'm not going to try, I actually am going to put a circular polarizer on here just to see if I can remove a little bit of the reflection that's happening that is appearing on the rocks after the water kind of washes over it. I'm going to try and remove that, maybe bring out some of the colors of these rocks a little bit, possibly remove some of that kind of reflection off of the surface of the water. Not exactly sure exactly how well a circular polarizer is going to do in this particular scenario, but it's always worth a try. So almost dropped that. I am testing out NiSi's new V7 filter holder setup, which is a substantial improvement in my opinion over the V6. Not that there was anything wrong with the V6, but it does have the fact that you don't have to actually twist the circular polarizer into the filter holder every single time. You don't have to kind of twist it over and over and over again. You just basically line up these two lines right here, and you just make one revolution to the right, and it doesn't come out. And I think that's a pretty cool feature. You know, it's not going to save you minutes, but anytime that you can save a few seconds in the field is definitely a good thing. But more importantly, this inspires a lot more confidence than that constant twisting does. So it's something that I think is really easy to use. You just basically line it up right there. Basically you're moving it almost just a quarter of an inch, and it locks in, and you don't have to worry about it falling out. So I think that's pretty cool. And NiSi was kind enough to not only, of course, sponsor the video, but to also provide a free set for a giveaway winner, which I will announce the giveaway towards the end of this video. So be sure to stick around for that. There. All right. Let's see here. Let's rotate this just to see. It's making a little bit of change. If I rotate it really quickly around the polarizer, you can see that it's definitely removing the little bit of reflection right there. You can see when it bounces back and forth. And you look at everything out here as well. So it's definitely working. I just need those waves to start to pour over here, because like I mentioned a moment ago, this image is going to be kind of flat without that. So hopefully these waves will start picking up here soon. But the polarizer is definitely worth leaving on in this particular scenario.
This image didn't work out as well as the previous evening, which I'll show you in just a moment. The sky didn't pan out as I had hoped, leaving a large empty void in the top center of the frame. Plus, I find the deep shadow area in the top right-hand corner of the frame a bit distracting, along with the fact that the foreground falls flat without the ocean washing over it. As you can see, this version has much greater foreground interest due to the crashing waves, along with a drastically more interesting and colorful sky, and I find the exposure across this image is more evenly distributed from corner to corner without any areas of distracting shadows.
Now it's just a matter of just waiting for the tide to hopefully come in further, and waiting on not the good light, because there isn't going to be any light, but waiting for the clouds to catch a little bit. I'm not 100% certain if it is going to happen. It looks like it is in the direction that we don't need it to be lighting up in, which is there. We really need it to happen. Let me kind of reduce the exposure here so you can see it better. It's happening over here, but I really need it to happen over here. I know, picky, but that's where the composition is. So there are clouds out there that could catch it, but we just need it to kind of move over a little bit. And I'm hopeful that it will happen. I think I'm going to put maybe a 3-stop ND filter on just to kind of see if, let me see if I'm still, am I still exposed properly here? Let's see. Put on an ND filter just to kind of play around a little bit. Like I said, I got about 30-40 minutes probably. So instead of just kind of sitting here, I might as well try and get creative and see if I can make something that I otherwise might not normally do. Well, isn't that Murphy's Law? I thought I had my solid ND filters here, but I don't. I brought my my graduated neutral density kit, but this is a 3-stop soft grad, so I'm just going to put this in, kind of darken down the top of the sky just a touch. See what that does. If I bring it down all the way, you can see what it's doing there, which is substantially too far. Put it on an angle a little bit. Something about right there. Rotate the polarizer a touch. That's the area right there that I'm looking to determine whether or not there's full polarization or very little polarization. I think that looks good right there. So yeah, that's going to darken down the sky a little bit, bring a little bit of additional detail in there. So yeah, I think that's worth leaving in for right now. So I don't believe the color in the sky is going to materialize as I had hoped. There is some color over here, but it's just not where the composition is. So in an effort to be as productive as I possibly can while I'm here on location, I ended up putting on the longer lens. I'm going to try and pick up some interesting little, I'm trying to carefully place this on these rocks without hurting my camera. Some interesting areas over here where the light is actually okay. I shouldn't say light, where the color is a little bit more interesting over these interesting trees. But I'm going to try and see what I can come up with there, and then just hopefully get a little bit more of a variety than just hammering away at this one composition in the hope that the light will come, which I'm pretty sure it won't. Why do I keep saying light? Well, the color won't come. All right, this is kind of what I was envisioning right over here. Just these little bit of color coming in the clouds up there. Just trying to pick up some of this interesting shoreline, a little bit of that autumn tree right there. I don't have great hopes for this image, but like I mentioned, it's better than not coming away with anything additional here. So I'm just going to snap off a few of these just to see. Make sure I got my image stabilization on. Go ahead and check these settings. Really just want to try and isolate that autumn tree right there. I don't think there's much I'm going to be able to do with the sky up here, though. Let's reduce the shutter speed some more. Or I'm sorry, increase the shutter speed a lot. Bump up this ISO. Open up the aperture a touch. Snap off a few of these. A little bit of color coming in up there. Let's jump up here. The light's fading super fast, but just see if I can get a few quick ones here of this one tree. There's just this solitary autumn tree that's kind of nestled right amongst all those areas over there that I'm just trying to just see if there's anything I can do. But this is something I probably should have tried to accomplish a few moments ago. I should say probably 30 minutes ago when there was more light left, but here's what it is. I didn't quite locate it. I shouldn't say locate it. I didn't quite think about it until there was no more light. There's not enough light anymore now. Well, I do think I maybe got one image. If the photo that I took here last night comes out okay, which I think it will, it's definitely better conditions than it was tonight. I'll put that in this video as well, just to kind of compare it to this, the image that I captured tonight, just kind of a little bit of a comparison perspective, because the waves were much better last night. The tide seemed to be a little bit higher. The color in the sky was substantially better. I'm not really sure exactly why I thought I could beat that image tonight, but I wanted to come back and try it out. But I do think that maybe one of these photos will come out. Maybe the longer lens photo of that autumn tree might work out okay, but nevertheless, still good to get out. As far as the new NiSi V7 filter kit with the circular polarizer and the filter holder, as far as the giveaway is concerned, if you do want to enter it, just leave me a comment below and just tell me anything about your photography, how long you've been into photography, what you like to shoot, I mean, what kind of filters you've used in the past, have you ever used filters, literally anything. I'd love to get a little bit of additional information about you all. I find it interesting, just kind of interacting with everyone, just finding out what makes everybody tick is always a good time to be had. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap everything up. So yeah, leave a comment below regarding that to enter the giveaway, and I will pick a winner from the comment section below in 2 weeks, and NiSi will send you out the brand new V7 filter kit for the winner. So I really do appreciate you watching this week's video. As always, if you did enjoy it, if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And I really do appreciate you watching this week's video, and I will see you all next Wednesday. Bye.